It does strike me that some of those international fairy tales like Hansel and Gretel and stuff like that. And also, you know the one I always think about? I always think about the
whatever you're going to say next. I'm all ears.
I go
the one you always think.
I always think. Well, no. When I was, I go. You know that thing with your kids' toes. This little piggy went to the market.
Yes,
This little piggy went home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. That's a weird. First, that's not creative.
No.
And then how to catch on.
Yeah.
Why is it 700 years old?
Right.
Who went, oh, that's good. You know, this one went, wee, 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 wee.
Well, is it only English? Is there anything like that in German?
No, but we have the hardcore German fairy tales. Like, so every Disney fairy tale is based on these German fairy tales from like the 1800s.
German or northern?
Well, some of them are from Denmark and
Yeah.
stuff, but it's all very dark. It's consistently extremely dark. And then Disney had to change the original version because it's too hard and too tough for American kids to handle. Right. So,
and hang on, isn't it normal often kids being eaten or destroyed or
every
something?
single story ends with a kid dying or being in excruciating pain because they misbehaved and did not follow the orders.
And even the orders.
The orders from the theater.
And even the Santa Claus, the same thing. Like, he'll fuck with you if you don't follow his.
Yeah. We have a thing called Knecht Ruprecht, which is basically Santa's like, if you misbehave, then Knecht Ruprecht will take the little kid and will like punish it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not specified how it's being punished.
But the other thing was the brutal mom and stepmom. Right?
Yeah.
Which Adam and I could relate to very strongly.
Well, okay, here's an example.
Yeah,
right?
go
like
ahead.
The most, I forgot what it's called in English. I think it's Cinderella. Like in German, it's called Aschenputtel. Whichever the one is where the evil stepmom, she can't fit into the shoe, right? So in the Disney version, they try to make her fit into the shoe. In the German version, this is like fact, right? She takes out an axe and chops her daughter's toes off.
Yeah.
So the daughter can fit into the shoe. And then the other daughter, she chops her heel off.
Oh,
right?
God.
They had good axes back then, by the way.
Yeah.
So then when the princess, like the stepdaughter goes to the, or the daughter goes to be with the prince like, there's blood all over the floor. What the hell is going on? And then he sends her back and rejects her. Same thing happens with the other daughter. And then he finds,
To be fair to the Germans, right, there's a strong connection to medieval culture when there were swords and axes. And we got none of that.
Yeah,
So blood and things like this.
I mean,
violence,
I remember
that's part of
Hansel
the deal.
and Gretel was pretty. Seemed pretty.
Cooking and eating kids.
Yeah,
right?
She's eating them. Yeah, all of them are kind of like.
But again, it's a woman eating
Even
them.
the brothers Grimm had
That's-
the word.
oh, that's-
Grimm.
That's where I'm from. So I'm from the Black Forest
had
in
the
Germany.
word Grimm in it.
It's from
Grimm
Schwarzwald.
Schwarzwald. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but it all seemed unnecessarily violent and whatever. But I have an interesting.
Their kids behave, Adam.
I think
Yeah,
there's
look at German
okay.
kids and look at American kids.
No,
I'm just going to let you know.
I'm fucking with you, and I'm going to make.
Mario's like, well.
Mario, I'm going to make this shit out of your point right here. You're going to love this.
Good.
So the whole thing was, hey, you need to eat your vegetables, do your homework, and pray and go to bed, and you need to obey, and I get it. And there's these fairy tales were all sort of, the theme was, don't wander off on your own because you're going to get eaten by a witch. You listen to me. You go, it's a little bit of that boogeyman under the bed kind of thing. Fine. What we had to contrast that, and one of our most celebrated children's books is Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh, yeah.
And it was written and illustrated by some kind of hippie fucking socialist or something. And I like, this is the worst message ever you can send to your kids, because Where the Wild Things Are, the kid is a lunatic. The first 2 pages, he's chasing the cat around with a knife.
Yeah.
That means you have a lunatic, Maurice Sendak, who every hippie mom loved, right? They all loved it. I lived it. They loved it. It was like their fucking Bible. They didn't have a Bible. They would reject that, but they loved Maurice Sendak and Where the Wild Things Are. So Act 1, the kid is chasing the cat with a knife.
The kid's a psychopath.
I would say
literally a psychopath.
Yes, it's chasing a cat with a knife. Yeah. Act 2, his parents are, at the end of Act 1, his parents go, well, you're chasing the cat with a knife, so you go into your room with no supper. You time out.
Yeah.
Now, in Germany, he would have caught himself a beating.
Yeah.
But here, you just go to your room for a timeout.
Yeah.
So he goes to the room for the timeout. He gets bored. He climbs out of the window, and he goes to where the wild things are. And he lands on an island with wild creatures and immediately becomes the king of the wild things.
King baby.
I don't know why this 9-year-old is the king of all these wild creatures that live on this island. Why not just eat him?
Yeah.
Or why reject his policy? But he's made the king. He's made the king of the island. And then he tells the wild things he's got to leave. And he goes back home. And when he comes back home, supper's waiting for him in his room. And I'm like, what message? What message is this, you fucking idiots? No wonder every kid's a piece of shit. You chase the thing around with the knife, you become the king of all the animals, and then you come back and you have a meal waiting for you on your
king
bed.
At home, too.
That's the shittiest message I've ever heard. And every single fucking hippie mom is like, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good book. I'm like, it's not a good book. It sends a shit message.
Yeah, no, it makes me very angry.
They made a movie out of it.
No, that is yeah. No, there's a story that it's called Struwwelpeter. It's like a collection of German children's stories. One of the most famous ones is about a little girl named Paulinchen, right? And she's playing with the matches. And then there's little cats, and they're like, meow, meow, don't play with the matches, Paulinchen. Your father told you not to do that. She doesn't give a fuck. She's a kinky bad girl, right? Starts playing with the matches. And then in the next page, imagine you're 5 years old. You turn the page. She is on fire. Okay? She's burning. She's screaming. And it's very graphically explained how she's like screaming because her hair is catching on fire.
Flash
her
is
skin
coming
is burning.
off.
Flash is coming off. And then there's a happy ending because she dies. That's it. And she's a little pile of ashes. And then there's a happy ending because she never disobeyed her father again. And that's just such a beautifully efficient
she never
story.
disobeyed because she was dead.
Exactly.
Good.
It didn't happen
Yeah.
again. She learned her fucking lesson, okay? And that is something that I think is just a much more clear storytelling. In America, it's all this fluff and like it's like 3-act structure. A kid has orders, disobeys the orders, and dies. And that's every single one of these 12 stories in this book.
That's why you guys build cars.
Yeah, and that's why we also follow the orders a little bit too much at some point. But
yeah,
we're working on it.
we celebrate the people who shouldn't be celebrated, and I realize it's
that's been going on. Our generation did that.
No, I know.
Brought that in.
No, I've said it.
Our moms did, but we really went for it.
It was a Little Miss Sunshine. That's when we really jumped the shark.
You pointed that out at the time. I didn't get it.
I've always said it. We celebrate the wrong people here, and that book, Where the Wild Things Are, was a massive success. And it was beloved by all the sort of hippie folk. They just loved it, and I don't know why they loved it so much. It was
the King Baby. That's their thing, right? Remember, they were all traumatized and abandoned and stuff, and they arrested them in their their infantile. Look what happened to your mom. Just like King Baby. She should have been something. Should have been a contender.
Yeah, I don't know about a contender, but at least a tomato can, a sparring partner. Yeah, they. I think the self-esteem movement is first off, it's coming home to roost.
Yeah.
It's been around in this country long enough. It's causing a lot of fucking problems. It was the worst experiment ever. You know, the self-esteem movement. Like, we have ideas like, hey, why don't we do defund the police? Like, okay, that's a shit idea. No, we'll have community ambassadors instead of police. It's like, okay, that's going to turn to shit. Like, we have ideas that turn to shit almost immediately. The self-esteem movement is an invisible, insidious, destructive radon gas of society where we took tons of young people and we went, you're number one. Don't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Fine, wah-wah-wubsy. Fine, wah-wah-wubsy. And we said, and by the way, now we fast forward, that person is 27 and they're standing at a Chick-fil-A and the person behind the counter is going, we're out of honey mustard dipping sauce. And the guy grabs him and starts trying to strangle him. Like, that's self-esteem.
It's interesting to me that I'm hearing from, how old are you?
31.
From
31.
Younger guys than you asking for guidance and structure and values and morality and stuff. And so where's the happy medium? How should if you were king of the world and you could do your version of the fairy tales, is it more towards Hans Christian Andersen and with sort of morals and whatnot? or are you going to have the violence, or both, or some?
I think a happy medium, because like, you know, for me personally, for example, I was raised by a mom who's super German, right? Like emotionless, just like a robot, you know, like the Terminator, right?
Right.
No, I'm exaggerating. She's sweet, but she's pretty. You know.
Yeah, I had a friend who had a German mom who was. No, I mean she was. Well, I don't know how to describe her. She worked hard. She was tough.
Yeah. That's her.
She
My mom's
her mind.
Alpha. Yeah, my mom's the most blunt person. She's a lumberjack. Like she works in the field. She gets shit done. She's literally a carpenter. Like she did her whole. She's a construction worker, right? She's very very handy and stuff like that. And she never gave me that. She never gave me too much love, right? Just enough. So I didn't kill myself, but also I'm very ambitious and driven, right? And I had to work for my own shit.
No, she didn't. The worst thing mom can do to a young male is you're the best, you're wonderful.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I've said it a million times. I had a few of those guys for roommates.
Yeah.
Those guys are the worst.
100%.
When your mama loved them up way too much, they're the worst roommates because they just float around going, so do the dish.
Should we do a sandwich?
And then
assessment? Should we do a sandwich assessment here?
Oh, well, you're German sandwich. Did your mom do sandwiches?
I cook for myself most of the time. She did sometimes make me a sandwich, which was German Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel,
It was like the dark,
bread,
dark German rye bread.
You've
had that shit?
Oh, yeah,
we did pumpernickel out here.
Okay, good. Because I thought Americans all like the Wonder Bread, like the soft, smushy bread, the pathetic little weasel bread.
We had pumpernickel.
And she would do pumpernickel with a liver sausage, Leberwurst. But it was all like locally
it's perfect German.
It was so with a little bit of mustard and a little bit of butter. So that was what she would make for
butter.
Me. Yeah,
butter.
But it's all like. But the cool thing is like all that shit was growing, like the cow, or like all the like the cow we would eat. Like literally, I said hi to the cow every day going to school. Yeah. So I just like that stuff and the ingredients and stuff like that. But yeah, no, she made me that, and that's I think what made me tough. She didn't make me the little cereal Fruit Loop bowl that's too comfortable for American kids. Right. She told me German fairy tales, made me a pumpernickel, and then prepared me for the real world.